Hello, I'm Tom Mott, and I'm here to explain the second prototype for our Healios application. This is an application for physical therapy patients, and I'm representing the group of myself, Jessica, Ying, Melody, and Sheela. We have gotten some user feedback during class on things related to our application, which we've taken to heart, and the purpose of this video is to go over specifically those changes. We're not going to look at every interaction across our entire application. We're just going to highlight the ones that we have improved. So we're at this screen right now. This is the home screen that the user will begin at, just to start where the user would. And I will begin the session. So a change to our sort of workflow of the exercises themselves is that we've added this screen here if there are optional exercises involved in their regimen. So there might be exercises that their physical therapist programs in which they have to do, and there might be some that they could do if they feel like it, and that can be designated by the physical therapist. If everything they have to do is required, this screen would be skipped and they would just get a list of the things to do. But today I just want to do my required exercises, so I'll click that. There were some pretty major changes to this screen. One of the largest pieces of feedback we got was that users wanted to be able to check off things that they had already done right away. So we implemented a check-off system. See, there's these checkboxes here, and I'm going to tell the application I have done my one-legged squats. Now, the bar is grayed out, the checkbox is lit up, and this thing right here, this little icon, which is the end of exercise summary report option, is lit up to indicate that I can select it. The user is not required to touch this, but if I do, it gives me the opportunity to review my workout and give feedback. So it tells me what I've done, which it says I've done 20 out of 20 one-legged squats and nothing else. And I can tell it how I felt about the exercise. Well, I'm going to tell it that I felt good about it. And that's another change we implemented here to this page is the note ability. So I can write a note if I click this, and what this actually brings up is this is a list menu, and right now we've only envisioned one item for this. Maybe this list is not necessary if the only thing that button is going to do is add a note, but for now, add note is the item on that list, and so it gives me a little box, and I can get a keyboard and write a note about the exercise, which I can access later from another menu. I don't care what I'm going to write, but back out of that. I didn't actually need to press that button. I'll pretend. So anyways, I'm done with this summary page, and since I haven't done all my exercises, it brings me back to the screen, and thank you. Another feature related to the checkoff process is the ability to edit the number of repetitions that I have completed. So if I click this 20, I can tell it that no, I didn't do 20. I'm going to either step it down to a lower number, or I can key in the number that I did. So I could step it down to say 10, by pressing this a bunch of times, and then it might change to 10, or I could key in 10 manually, and now I'm done. So now this 20 changes to a 10. Thank you, Ying. So now, and that would be reflected on my summary report if I were to look at it again too. Okay, so now I'm ready to do some exercises, and I now, in this version of the prototype, have the ability to select which one I want to start from with a simple tap. So I'm going to start from the second one and go straight to the thing. Now the application will initiate and start talking to me and get me to do this, but what if I misselected and I didn't want to choose it? I now have the ability to swipe between exercises, so I'm going to swipe to the calf stretch. Great, this is what I actually meant. So I'd like to do these calf stretches, and while I'm doing them, I may need to pause, and I'll showcase that pause. So we made changes to the screen that were subtle, but we thought were important. Now it tells me which exercise I was doing. That's a little cue to me as a user.
This one should be calf stretches. Pretend like it says calf stretches.
Yeah. Anyways, this this is a cue to me to remind me which one I was doing. Because say I pause it, walk away, I come back, I look at it and it says toe touches. Oh yeah, so I can jump right in, and it has a little motivational phrase here. We could potentially experiment with what to put there in sort of a production phase, but some sort of motivational phrase could be good, and that's what we have for now. So if I resume, here I am. It's wanting me to do the exercise. What I can do, though, is it's double tap the screen if I want to tell it I'm done with it. So if I double tap, it completes the exercise. No time involved. I could even... Oops.
Sorry.
I could even just cancel it, not just cancel it, but say that I've done it and complete the exercise there too. So I can check them off as I'm in there as well. And we feel like that's important. And that'll bring back the summary screen. So if you imagine that these numbers are now updated, and from this page as well, I showed you before how I could change the number I've done. Mm-hmm. So if I were to select one of these, it would bring up the same menu that I showed you before, where I could change the number I've done, say back down to 10, and I can update it on the summary page there as well. Thank you. So if I'm done here, now that I've completed my workout, I'm back at the home screen, and the remaining changes that we've made are to the progress report, and something is different about this home screen as well, which I'll describe as I move along. But first of all, I'm going to demonstrate 2 ways that you can get to the progress reports. First, I can go to this menu, this list menu, and select the progress. I'm not going to do that now, though. I'm going to show you the other way to get there. That's just one option. From the home screen, though, we think that the progress menu is very important. It's giving feedback to the user is one of the core ideas we adapted in our application. So the ability to get there quickly by swiping is important. Now, at this screen, it's a little more fleshed out than we had it last time. We've settled more on the types of things on here. We've got our graph of user feedback of how their injury felt, which is prompted once a day when they turn the application on. Gives them some quick numbers to look at. These could be other things too. What we have settled on for now is that maybe a streak that tells them how many days in a row they've participated and gives them some information about their next PT appointment. The most important change to this screen is this bar up here. This is what we think of as sort of a progress bar to tell them overall how they are progressing towards their goal within their PT. The scoring for this bar is going to be some sort of aggregate measure of where they are in relation to the PT's end goal for them by that's programmed. So if the PT, by the time they come to the next appointment, wants them to be able to do 20 toe touches and 15 of something else, if they can do all of that and they demonstrate it over a period of time, the bar will fill up to 100%. If they can do half of that and they do that over a period of time, the bar will fill up to halfway. And if they regress, the bar will regress with them, because it's going to hopefully accurately reflect where they stand in relation to their end goal. Now, the main home page is going to respond to this bar, and I'll swipe back to it. This background is supposed to be feedback to the user on their progress and on generally what they've been doing in interacting with this application. It's supposed to be an aesthetically pleasing scene that changes as they make progress, as they participate, and as they meet different goals. So as the progress bar that I demonstrated on the progress menu fills up, we imagine the saturation of the background improving, as well as sort of it brightens up more as they hit certain milestones or hit certain system-defined goals, like if they participate for 5 days in a row, or if they hit 100% on the bar, or something like this. Different things in the background might happen, such as like maybe a fisherman might appear by the water, or maybe birds will go in the sky. Are we still doing the clouds?
Yeah, that the clouds reflect the
So
mood.
clouds will be in the sky, which will reflect their
Or not the mood, sorry.
their overall feeling. How does their injury feel, which they have given us feedback on. So this screen is gonna give the user several ways of knowing how they're doing, sort of at a quick glance, and specifically I bring this up because we added the status bar, and that has a large impact on the screen. Now I think that's all the changes we made. Is that? Yep. So great. Thanks, Pedro.